Good evening. I'm Jesse McCall, reporting to you live from Phnom Penh, Cambodia on September 8th. I'm here to bring you a look at the positive steps that Cambodia is taking to attract global investment, clarify the latest on the border situation, as well as explain new laws shaping the nation. So let's get right into it. First of all, the government is placing a strong emphasis on building a modern, tech-savvy workplace. Today, on the occasion of International Literacy Day, Prime Minister Samdech Tapade Hun Manait delivered a powerful message to the nation's youth, urging them to embrace digital skills. And I want to emphasize that Cambodia has a digital-savvy young workforce. Prime Minister called on all ministries, institutions, and private companies to formulate policies and programs to ensure all citizens receive lifelong learning opportunities. This is a priority for the nation and for the people of Cambodia, is lifelong learning opportunities, and for everyone to become a digital citizen. This commitment is also a very good and clear positive signal to the international community, for those of you that may be aware or not aware, that Cambodia is actively building a workforce that is ready to meet the demands of the digital age, the digital economy, and making Cambodia an increasingly attractive destination for technology and IT investments. If you are out there, wherever you may be joining us from, and you are in the tech IT space, look at Cambodia. We have a tech-savvy workforce, young, English proficient, many of them, as well as multiple other foreign languages, and definitely a very attractive destination for technology and IT investments. Also, another news story regarding Samdech Kun Sundari, who is the president of the National Assembly. Today she personally delivered humanitarian aid to soldiers and civilians affected by the recent tensions in Oda Menchay province. This is called Leading by Example. And her visit to the border region, where her representatives distribute 105 million real, which is approximately $26,000 in cash, along with 12 motorbikes and numerous other types of supplies. It underscores both on the personal side as well as far as the royal government side as well, the deep commitment to our own people here in Cambodia. And this was like I said, leading by example. This is a very wonderful, compassionate gesture that should be highlighted. Of course, there's numerous others around the country that over these last couple months have taken out of their own pockets in whatever way they can. And these actions and these gestures not only make a very legitimate difference, but they also boost the morale of the country's armed forces. Also, we want to send a clear message to the international community that Cambodia is managing its challenges with a very deep sense of responsibility and care for our citizens. I want to mention that Cambodia has had amazing national unity over the last many decades, and this is something very special. If you're not familiar or you haven't experienced, come and visit us in Cambodia to experience the wonderful national unity that we have here, and we help each other out, we care for one another, just like what was displayed today by the President of the National Assembly, Samdech Kun Sundari. Also, an infrastructure boost for tourism, and beginning today, over the next few weeks, is the Phshum Ben Festival season. And the three most important days, the three final days, are September 21st to 23rd. And as Cambodia is preparing for those, and those of course will be national holidays where people will go back to their homelands, and there'll be a lot of traveling all across the country. Prime Minister Samdech Hun Manait is calling on all citizens to travel safely, and has also emphasized that the government has been investing in road infrastructure. So obviously the ease of traveling, as well as the safety of the travelers, has been a very high priority for the royal government. And these improvements in infrastructure are part of a national strategy to enhance Cambodia's appeal as a top tourist destination as well. For international travelers and investors, better roads mean more efficient travel between cities and provinces. And if you've only been to Phnom Penh, or if you've only been to Siem Reap, you also need to get to the other regions as well, because Cambodia has a lot to offer. And so these roads, they link key economic tourist hubs like Phnom Penh, Siem Reap, the coastal regions, the mountainous regions. This commitment by the royal government to modern, safe infrastructure is a key factor in improving the overall experience of its citizens and travelers, tourists, and investors as well. And of course, this is a very positive sign of the nation's development. I want to jump into a few news clarifications as well. First of all, debunking misinformation on landmines. We begin by debunking a serious claim. There have been some reports that have been circulating from some sources that there had been Cambodian forces laying landmines in contested border areas. First of all, the royal government of Cambodia has officially and strongly refuted these claims. Senior Minister, His Excellency Ly Tut, who is also the first Vice President of the Cambodian Mine Action and Victim Assistance Authority, called these allegations baseless, emphasizing that Cambodia is a proud signatory of the Ottawa Treaty against landmines, and also has a long history of humanitarian demining. So there have been these false reports, and they seem to be a larger battle of narratives related to the border dispute, and we urge all of our viewers to rely on only official sources for accurate information. Unfortunately, this message, this baseless message that Cambodia had been laying landmines in disputed areas, it seemed to be part of some sort of propaganda that was coming from the side of Thailand. And unfortunately, if you dig into it, it's very easy to expose as well. I remember a couple weeks ago, there was a news conference held there in Thailand, and they had landmines laying on the table, and they told the narrative that, oh, these are landmines that we discovered in on the disputed areas that Cambodians were planting in our nation to try to kill our soldiers. And one of the reporters asked, so why are the pins still in those landmines? If they were planted in the ground, wouldn't the pins have been removed? And it was a interesting moment in the news conference, and they had to say, oh, well, actually, because of this and because of that, it was probably an embarrassing moment for them. So again, these false and baseless claims, I believe, have been pretty well debunked on the internet, and it's important to point out that the government also very much so refutes all of these baseless allegations as well. There's also been, we've received inquiries, and there's been some stories regarding border gate closures. And so there have been inquiries about rumors of permanent closure of all land border crossings between Cambodia and Thailand. And the government has been very clear that while there are specific crossing points that are closed due to the conflict on the Cambodia-Thai border, but that the ceasefire is holding, and that there are efforts that are ongoing to find a diplomatic solution. So I want to say this very clearly. There is no intention for a long-term permanent closure. Let me say that again. There is no intention for a long-term permanent closure. And so this is very important to bring out. In fact, the Cambodian government statement from even a couple months ago clarified that it was the Thai military that initiated these closures. Cambodia is ready to open the border checkpoints as soon as the security situation allows, ensuring that trade and travel can resume. Again, another important story just to point out is that while tensions can remain high along the border. The Cambodian government has once again emphasized its commitment to combating the spread of fake news, and this renewed focus comes after the General Border Committee meeting together with Thailand took place, where both sides agreed to refrain from spreading false information. So both citizens and officials are urged to and citizens and media outlets to rely on verified official sources for information. And this is Cambodia's desire. We believe that diplomatic dialogue can be maintained free from the damaging influence of false reports. Okay, into a few important and notable news items. Cambodia has also sought United Nations intervention. The Cambodian Human Rights Committee has formally appealed to the United Nations for urgent intervention. The appeal is in response to the arbitrary detention of 18 Cambodian soldiers by Thai forces, a situation that has been going on since late July, and they have yet to be released. So the Cambodian Human Rights Committee President, Cao Remy, has formally requested United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention to examine this case. So Cambodia chooses dialogue, chooses third-party intervention in this serious case that is a violation of the Geneva Convention. This formal request, again, to the United Nations elevates the border dispute to an international level, highlighting the gravity of the situation, as well as Cambodia's commitment seeking a peaceful and just resolution through international law. This is Cambodia's stance. Through international law, through dialogue, and through third-party mediation, we hope to find a solution to this. Also, in a very important diplomatic move, Prime Minister Samdech Tapade Hun Manait has extended his sincere congratulations to Anantun Charnavekul on his election as the 32nd Prime Minister of Thailand. And in his message, Samdech Tapade Hun Manait expressed optimism that the two nations can strengthen ties and restore normalcy to our relationships. This gesture is viewed as a crucial step towards de-escalation. This demonstrates Cambodia's commitment to finding peaceful and diplomatic solution to the ongoing border dispute through bilateral dialogue and through the respect for sovereignty. And so this was, again, a very mature gesture by the Cambodian government and by Prime Minister Samdech Tapade Hun Manait to extend congratulations to the new Prime Minister of Thailand. And we really are hoping that this will bring a resolution of the conflict, peace, and a restoration of normalcy. And this is the news for today. We are going to sign off for tonight, and I hope that this broadcast has provided you with a clear and concise look at today's event. And so I'm Jesse McCall signing off. Thank you for tuning in with us right here on Trayong News, and we're looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow. ជំរាបលាលោកអ្នកបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាហើយយើងនឹងជួបគ្នាម្ដងទៀតនៅក្នុងពេលឆាប់ៗខាងមុខ
ត្រយ៉ងនាំសារពិតគ្រប់ទីកន្លែង